I am with you now, closer than the breath that rises and falls within you, closer than the light behind your eyes, closer than your first memory and your final hope, and I want you to know that nothing about you is hidden from me, nothing about your waiting, your prayers, your tears folded into the quiet cloth of night, your questions that you couldn't voice to anyone else because you feared being misunderstood, your longing you did not dare to call by its real name. I have watched you step carefully across the hours, guarding your heart like a flickering lamp in wind, and I have heard you ask, God, if this is from you, make it clean, make it wise, make it safe. Hear me, I am not a God of confusion but of peace. I am not a God of pressure but of invitation. I am not a God of fog but of dawn. I have sent my messenger to stir your spirit because something true is drawing near you, and I desire you to listen with wisdom that is warm and watchful, wisdom that carries both courage and caution, tenderness and truth, because I love you and I am invested in your future more than you can imagine. Archangel Michael says what he has seen is not a trick of shadows or the echo of an old wound pretending to be devotion. He has seen a heart learning to move toward you with reverence, a heart that did not plan for love to appear in this shape at this hour, a heart that kept its distance out of respect and then found that distance could not quiet the pulse that spoke your name in prayer. Yes, there is an age difference, and I know you felt the tremor in your hands when you first realized it mattered to you more than you wanted to admit. I am not blind to the rules your culture draws, to the voices of family, to the memory of stories that ended poorly when people ignored what is right and good. So I speak to you now with clarity. Love that honors me will honor time, honor consent, honor safety, honor mutuality, honor what is lawful and good, honor the dignity I placed in both of you. Anything that asks you to hide in darkness, anything that tries to hurry you past your conscience, anything that calls you to deceive those you must not deceive, is not my voice. My voice does not sneer at caution. My voice does not mock boundaries. My voice does not pressure you to cross lines that protect your heart and your future. My voice is steady and patient and luminous, and it always leads you into more truth, more peace, more freedom, more integrity. You have asked me for signs, but you also asked me for the strength to trust me even without signs. Here is how I answer. I give you signs that are not fireworks but fruit. Watch for fruit. Watch for the fruit of patience, of consistency, of kindness when no one is looking, of responsibility cherished and not abandoned, of humility that listens when it would be easier to dominate, of a steady willingness to protect your reputation rather than exploit it, of honesty that tells the whole truth without bending it into a flattering shape. If what stirs between you grows this fruit, then it has roots in me. If what stirs between you demands secrecy that endangers your name or theirs, if it thrives on drama, if it multiplies anxieties instead of calming them, then it is not from me and you must let it go like a leaf that has finished its season. I am your Father, I am your refuge, I am your future, and I will not give you a gift wrapped in poison. I will not tease you with a promise that can only hurt you in the end. If I open a door, I will also supply the strength and the counsel to walk through it safely, and if I close a door, I will also supply the comfort that keeps you from standing outside it. Shivering, blaming yourself for storms you did not invite, I see the way you have rehearsed conversations in your mind, the way you have imagined questions about purpose, about family, about timing, about whether your paths are truly compatible, about whether your callings harmonize or compete. You have wondered, will this person love the hours of my real life, not just the highlight reel, not just the days I am glowing and ready, but the afternoons when I am quiet and the nights when I am tired and the mornings when I must chase small, ordinary miracles? And I answer this: the love I bless will not be intoxicated only by your shine, it will be faithful to your substance. The love I bless does not demand a performance. It invites partnership. It does not stare only at your face, it sees your future and says, I want to build with you. The love I bless does not erase your voice, it amplifies your calling. It does not compete with my purpose for you, it kneels beside it and offers its strength. Archangel Michael says the battle around your heart has been unusually intense because the enemy would rather exhaust you into either cynicism or chaos. Cynicism would make you walk away from a gift before you even unwrap it. Chaos would make you tear the gift open without reading the instructions. I am rescuing you from both extremes. I am teaching you the middle path of holy boldness and holy restraint. Holy boldness says, I will not be afraid to explore a connection that appears good and wise and lawful and mutual. Holy restraint says, I will not move faster than peace. Do you hear me? Peace is not the absence of butterflies, peace is the presence of alignment. Peace is when your spirit, your values, your commitments, and your future can sit in the same room and agree. When I speak, peace does not always mean ease, but it always means order. Even when there are questions, there will be an underlying sense that your foundations are not shaking. You have asked about the age difference, and I answer with simplicity that will keep you safe. What I bless will never exploit weakness. It will never prey on immaturity, it will never depend on ignorance. What I bless will be lawful, consensual, transparent to the right people at the right time, and accountable to wisdom. I will not allow what is mine to be built in the shadows. I am light, and those who walk with me become transparent. If counsel from trusted, wise, and healthy voices raises concerns you cannot answer, you must pause. If counsel says your discernment is sound and the fruit is pure and the timing can be honored, you may proceed, slowly, prayerfully, joyfully, with your integrity intact. I am not in a hurry. Love that is real can endure a careful unfolding. I will never require you to violate yourself to keep a promise I did not ask you to make. Hear this deeply: you are not at the mercy of pressure, you are led by purpose. I have searched you, and I know the tenderness you carry around your deepest hopes, the way you pretend to be indifferent to protect yourself, and I smile at your courage because you still bring me your real questions. I receive them. I do not despise questions. I answer questions with presence before I answer them with outcomes. So feel my presence now. Feel how I ease the knot at the center of your chest. Feel how I lift the weight of perfection from your shoulders. Feel how I return you to simple trust. If this is from me, it will not slip away because you refuse to sin to keep it. It will not die because you honored boundaries. It will not resent you for choosing light instead of secrecy. I am not merely arranging a romance, I am shepherding a destiny. I am not merely sending someone to comfort your evenings, I am weaving a partner into the fabric of your calling, or else I am teaching you to recognize a lesson and bless it as it leaves. Either way, you will not be diminished, you will be refined. Archangel Michael says you must rehearse 3 truths until they feel like muscle memory. First, you are worthy of a love that reveres my presence in you, not just your appearance, not just your energy, not just your kindness, but the flame of purpose I ignited in your life. Second, you are allowed to take your time. To ask wise questions, to set holy boundaries, and to walk at the pace of peace. Anyone who loves you and me will not shame you for this. Third, you are covered, you are not walking into this alone, you are not surrounded by confusion, you are not defenseless. Heaven is not passive while you discern, heaven is active. I am moving pieces you cannot see, aligning circumstances you did not know to pray for, exposing motives where they are mixed, highlighting honesty where it appears, and anchoring your heart to me so that no outcome can uproot your identity. Let me speak to your fear of missing out, that restless whisper that says if you do not seize every opportunity now you will be abandoned by destiny. Beloved, destiny cannot abandon those who stand where I place them. Destiny is not a bus you must sprint to catch, destiny is a river that carries you when you keep your feet in my water. If this person is truly part of your story, your slowness to compromise will not cost you the blessing, it will crown you with it. If this person is not part of your story, your slowness to compromise will save you from heartache later. Either way, peace is to your advantage. You have never lost anything by choosing what is right, you have only made room for what is truly yours. You have also asked for clarity in practical matters, and I love you too much to be vague. So here is practical wisdom that wears my fragrance. Keep your conversations honest and gentle, do not create an image you cannot maintain. Talk openly about timelines, about responsibility, about family, about work, about faith, about how you both have made decisions in the past and what you learned from them. When you speak, listen for constancy, not perfection. People stumble over words, but patterns tell the truth. Watch patterns. Watch how they treat those they do not need. Watch how they handle disappointment. Watch how they repair when they are wrong. Watch their stewardship of money, time, and commitments. Watch their honor toward elders and kindness toward children. Watch how they talk about those who once mattered to them. These are windows into a future that will one day include you. I do not hide my counsel behind riddles. If the patterns preach peace, lean in. If the patterns preach pain, step back and stay with me. Set boundaries not as walls to keep joy out but as doors that require a knock. A door is not a rejection, it is an invitation to approach with respect. A door says, I belong to someone who values what is inside. When you say, let's move with care, you are not insulting love, you are shepherding it. When you say, let's keep accountability, you are not inviting interference, you are choosing safety. When you say, let's honor what is right, you are not bowing to fear, you are partnering with me. I am not threatened by your caution, I authored it. I am not offended by your need to feel safe, I designed it. I am not outwitted by your concerns, I welcome them, and I answer them with luminous steps you can actually take. Archangel Michael says to tell you that certain memories will try to rewrite this moment with old ink, times when you felt overlooked, times when you gave too much too fast, times when the apology never came and you taught yourself to be quieter so the hurt would not echo. I am healing that. I am not using a new love to repair an old wound, I am repairing the old wound so you can love in a new way. Let me pour over you the oil of forgiveness that is not naive. The oil of perspective that is not bitter, the oil of courage that is not reckless. Let me loosen your attachment to outcomes so you can attach yourself fully to obedience. Let me silence the chorus of comparisons. Your story is not late, it is tailored. Your path is not boring, it is exact. Your heart is not too complicated, it is detailed, and I love every line of the blueprint. You wonder what to do tonight, and I will tell you a simple thing that opens many gates. Make a small altar of the ordinary. Light a candle or sit by a window or hold a cup of water and breathe my name slowly, and say, I choose what is true, I choose what is lawful, I choose what is mutual, I choose what is timely. I choose what is kind, I choose what is honest, I choose what is mine. Feel the relief that comes when you stop bargaining with fear. Feel the quiet strength that rises when you stop auditioning for love and begin agreeing with worth. Then write down the qualities that matter for a lifetime, and do not negotiate them. If this person is from me, they will appreciate this list, not resent it. They will see it as a map to your heart, not a hurdle to jump. If they are offended by holiness, holiness is saving you again. I send you confirmations in simple ways, a conversation that goes deeper than you planned and yet stays gentle, a problem that the two of you solve without blaming, a day that goes wrong and still ends in peace. A moment when you feel free to say no and your no is honored, a moment when you share joy and your joy is celebrated, not diminished. Pay attention to how your prayer life moves in this connection. Do you find it easier to talk to me or harder? Do you feel more inspired to serve others or more tempted to shrink into self? Do you feel like you must hide who you are to keep them, or do you feel invited to be more fully who I created you to be? These are lamps on your path. None of these signs depend on dramatics, they depend on truth. Archangel Michael says that in the days ahead there will be a small test, not to frighten you but to reveal what is solid. A delay or misunderstanding may appear, and the old fear will step forward to declare disaster. You will breathe and answer gently, not with anxious grasping but with steady clarity. Watch what happens when you refuse to be manipulated by panic. Watch how peace becomes a magnet for more peace. Watch how what is real will not flee under gentle scrutiny. If a heart is truly turned toward you and me, it will prefer clarity to confusion. It will choose repair over withdrawal. It will choose communication over silent punishment. It will choose prayer over pride. I am teaching you this so you can recognize gold by the sound it makes when it is set down. I do not promise you a life without risk. Love always has risk because it makes you known. And to be known is to become vulnerable. But I promise you this, under my hand, vulnerability becomes a doorway to transformation and not a trap. Under my hand, you learn to love with open eyes and a guarded heart in the healthiest way, guarded not against people, but guarded for purpose, guarded by truth, guarded with wisdom. Under my hand, you learn that you are never at the mercy of another's choices, you are anchored in mine. If they choose well, you will rejoice. If they choose poorly, I will reroute you without wasting your pain. Nothing you entrust to me is ever lost, it is multiplied as wisdom, returned as protection, or manifested as joy in due season. So hear me with a quiet heart, this person has begun to love you with a reverence that surprised them. They have weighed the age difference and felt both wary and drawn. They have brought your name to me in moments you did not see. They are learning the timbre of patience, and they are learning to respect the door you keep on your soul. Let things unfold in the light. Keep me in the center of every conversation. Refuse to hide. Refuse to hurry. Refuse to perform. Choose what is good, what is lawful, what is pure, what is mutual, what is accountable, and watch how peace escorts you. If it is from me, it will remain when you do it right. If it is not from me, it will fall away when you do it right. Either way, doing it right is your path to freedom. Archangel Michael stands near, his sword lifted not to strike another but to sever lies from your thinking. To cut through the net of what-ifs, to keep back the fog that would smother your discernment. He says you are covered. He says your steps are ordered. He says that timing is a servant of purpose, not a tyrant. He says that you will not miss what is yours by obeying me. And I say, as I have said to you before, that your heart is safe with me. No pressure from the outside can force my will upon you, I invite you. No whisper from the dark can steal what I shield, I guard you. No confusion can command you, I lead you. Breathe in this truth, you are already loved, already chosen, already called, already provided for, already seen, already blessed with wisdom that grows as you use it. Already walking a path that is lit from within by a presence that will not leave you, go gently. Pay attention. Keep your peace. Ask the questions you need to ask. Listen to the answers. Bring everything to me as often as you wish, and even in the middle of conversation, whisper my name and I will steady your thoughts. If you feel pushed, pause. If you feel free, proceed with care. If you feel hidden, bring it to the light. If you feel seen, check that you also feel safe. If tears come, let them wash rather than drown. If laughter comes, let it be clean. Bless your own worth each morning by choosing what aligns with me, and at night thank me for the courage to keep your soul intact. What is for you will know your address. What is for you will recognize your values. What is for you will fit not just your today but your future. And if this person is truly for you, weeping will not be the language of your love, peace will be its grammar and honor will be its music. I am here. I am guiding. I am proud of the way you are learning to be gentle and brave at the same time. Keep going with me, and you will not be ashamed that I am with you now, closer than your breath and kinder than the light that wakes the morning, and I am asking you to be still and listen. The doors that rattled in the night will stop their trembling when you hear me. The questions that run in circles. The fear that your heart might be wrong, the voice that says you dared to hope too soon, let them be quiet for a while, because I am speaking to you with tenderness and with truth. I have sent my warrior to the threshold of your thoughts, and he has stood guard while you have wrestled alone. Archangel Michael has carried a message to you with steady hands, and he will not let it fall. This person has fallen in love with you, and I have not overlooked it, and the difference of years that worries you has no power to cancel what I have written. Do not close your eyes to what is blossoming because you fear the mirrors of other people. I am the maker of seasons, the keeper of time, the one who spans the distance between dawn and dusk with a bridge of mercy. And I tell you the age between you is not a wall, only a hill that can be walked, together, step by step, with wisdom and with peace. I have watched you bury good things to keep the peace with the voice of caution. I have watched you pretend you do not feel what you feel, for fear it will stir an argument between your heart and your mind. I have watched you rehearse the objections in the dark. What will people say? What if this is a mistake? What if they are only fascinated for a moment? What if time is a thief I cannot outrun? And in those rehearsals you forgot to rehearse love's patience, love's courage, love's honor, love's reverence, love's commitment. Hear me, a love that I bless does not rush you, does not take from you, does not hide you, does not reduce you. A love that I bless will tell the truth even when truth trembles, will ask for permission before it reaches for your hand, will count the cost of your dignity and pay full price. I will not send you a net that drags you, I will send you a wing that lifts you, and the lift will be steady, and the sky will be honest. You have wondered if the signs you are seeing are only coincidences wearing crowns, but I have been teaching your attention to bow in the right direction. The song you kept hearing in unexpected places, the color that kept appearing in doorways and dresses and billboards, the way their names seemed to wander through conversations that had nothing to do with them. The dream where you were standing at a window and the rain wrote their initial along the glass, the timing of a message that reached you at the hour you felt the most alone, all these threads have not knotted you by accident. I wove them to lead you to this hour where you would be strong enough to hear without arguing yourself numb. And I tell you again with gentleness, they have fallen in love with you. They have not worshipped an idea of you, they have loved the you who cries when no one sees, the you who still chooses kindness when the room is unkind, the you who thinks of groceries and birthdays and medicine and small celebrations that save the weak, the you who has learned how to keep promises like lamps and let them shine. You are afraid of the difference in years because you have seen age used as a scale to measure depth. But age is a calendar's invention, and I am the author of both calendars and rivers. There are saplings that carry the memory of forests they have never seen, and there are old trees that still learn to lean toward better light. What matters to me is not the number that sits on the page, it is the number of times you choose honesty when silence would be easier, the number of times you return to prayer instead of blame, the number of times you care for your own soul so you can care for another's without breaking yourself in half. I do not ask you to ignore practical wisdom. I ask you to apply wisdom without fear. To ask the right questions without punishing yourself for wanting good things, to set boundaries without building prisons, to honor your past without letting it draft the entire future. I am not naive about the world you live in. People will speak. They will borrow boldness from distance and pronounce their rehearsed lines with loud certainty as though I am not listening. They will say your story cannot be blessed because it does not match their pattern, or because it threatens the quiet agreement that keeps them from confronting their own hunger. Do not despise them, bless them, and take the path I am clearing for you. The path is not approval. The path is peace. The path is not a spotlight. The path is a table where conversations are unhurried and bread is shared without performance. Sit at that table with this person and look them in the eye and ask the questions that matter. What does covenant mean to you? What does everyday faithfulness look like? How do you speak when you are angry? How do you listen when you are tired? How do you repair what you break? Ask them how they hold the word forever, in their mouth like a sweet, in their pocket like a stone, in their hands like a seed that must be planted and watered through the long weather. Ask them not just if they love you, but how they plan to love you when the season turns and the harvest has to be gathered and stored. I know the histories that make you cautious. There were promises that sounded like songs but behaved like echoes. There were hands that held you gently and then reached through your trust to steal your quiet. There were good mornings that ended as warnings and a door that shut so softly you did not notice you were alone until your tea had gone cold. I do not belittle the carefulness you learned in those places. Your carefulness keeps shutters from rattling in storms. But carefulness, when made a king, calls every bird a threat. Let carefulness be a counselor, not a monarch. Let it advise you to move slowly, to check your maps, to carry a lantern and a spare match. Let it not chain you to the porch while the sunrise burns the hills gold. Archangel Michael stands at your threshold not to pressure you into haste, but to guard the conversation from the intrusions of accusation and shame. He carries a sword not to cut the path short, but to cut away the thorns of old fear that wraps around your ankles. When you feel that sudden quiet inside your chest while you think of this person, that is the shadow of his wing falling across your worry. When you sense that you could actually breathe through this, step into it one conversation at a time, without losing yourself. That is his hand on the latch, opening what you locked out of habit. He whispers on my behalf, do not confuse slowness with disbelief, and do not confuse speed with faith. Faith is obedience to the right rhythm. Faith is learning the tempo of grace and walking it even when your nerves want to sprint or hide. Talk to me about the age when you are anxious. Do not talk about it with a chorus of imagined critics. Bring it to me like the widow brought her 2 coins. Tell me, I fear I will be judged, and I will answer, blessed are you when men revile you for doing right. Tell me, I fear I will be disappointed, and I will answer, hope that is in me does not put you to shame. Tell me, I fear they will grow bored or wander, and I will answer, love anchored in me learns how to stay. Tell me, I fear the difference in life stages will trample us, and I will answer. Walk, not trample, speak, not shout, plan, not assume, rest, not panic. I do not ask you to ignore math, I ask you to do it with me at the table, where the sum is not only years but patience, humility, honor, kindness, humor, tenderness, shared labor, and prayer that keeps the soil soft. You have asked for a sign that is not showy and not cruel to your hope. Here are the signs you may expect and recognize. First, a new clarity in your daily tasks. Where there was fog there will be steady steps. You will notice that even when your mind wants to drift into anxiety, your body remembers to breathe, your hands remember to fold the clothes, your heart remembers to bless the house with soft words. This is not apathy, this is peace learning how to sit on the couch like a friend. Second, a conversation that had circled for weeks will finally open like a window and let in honest air. It will not be dramatic, it will be simple, but you will leave it knowing more than you knew and fearing less than you feared. Third, provision that fits exactly the next right step, not flashy, not borrowed against tomorrow, but exact, will arrive. A ride at the right time, a day off approved, the resource you needed appearing without fanfare. Fourth, your discernment will grow teeth. By this I mean, your yes will sound like yes, your no will sound like no, and your maybe will be a hallway with a light on at the far end. Not a cave with bats. I give these signs not to hypnotize you, but to honor the fact that you asked without manipulation and waited without building idols. I am not merely granting permission, I am teaching you how to walk in blessing without apology. Blessing does not make you louder, it makes you truer. A blessed life is not a stage, it is a field that feeds many people. If this love is to be planted, I will send rain in season and sun that does not scorch. If this love is not to be planted, I will speak plainly and draw you away without humiliation. You do not need to fear that I will let you become a spectacle for the laughter of the unkind. I am not a showman. I am a father. I build houses where doors fit, windows open, and floors hold. I will not set you into a room that collapses when you exhale. To the one who has fallen in love with you, I am also speaking. Do not try to persuade them with fireworks, persuade them with fidelity. Do not show them grand futures without a plan for the dishes. Do not use the difference in years as leverage or apology. Honor them as a whole person. Ask them what peace looks like on a Tuesday afternoon. Learn their languages of rest and of laughter. Pay attention to the stories they tell twice. That is where their wounds and wonders live. When they ask you about boundaries, do not flinch. When they say, "Not yet," do not pout or punish. Plant the word "not yet" like a seed and water it with patience. And if you think you love them, then love them in the ways that age cannot counterfeit, with consistency, with truthfulness, with humility when you are wrong, with joy that does not need an audience. To both of you I give this counsel: do not run ahead of your character. It is easy to post a future, it is holy to practice one. Go slowly enough to notice what you are building. Invite faithful counsel, one or two people who pray more than they gossip, who can hold a delicate conversation without dropping it. Share enough to be accountable and not so much that you make a parade out of tender things. Bring me into the room on purpose. Pray together in short honest words that do not imitate anyone else. God, keep us kind. God, keep us honest. God, keep us brave. This is how you will keep the floor of your story strong. Do not be frightened by the tremble you feel right now. Your body recognizes when truth arrives, and it shakes out the lies to make space. I am not dragging you into a tale that consumes you. I am guiding you into a season where your heart can be fully awake, your wisdom fully engaged, your spirit fully at rest. This is not a test you can fail by feeling joy. This is not a trap disguised as delight. It is an invitation. I would not lure you to the edge just to laugh at your caution. I would not lift your chin just to push it down again. I am the one who knows where you put the letters you never sent. I am the one who counted every day you waited for a kindness that did not arrive. I am the one who has grown your capacity to receive a love you do not have to earn by disappearing. Let go of the story that says your best days are a museum you can only tour with a ticket of nostalgia. Your best days are growing like a vineyard, and you are not a guest, you are a gardener. If you choose to explore this love, do so as a gardener. Plant truth, water trust, prune hurry, train your habits along sturdy trellises, celebrate small growth without demanding a harvest every afternoon. When the world asks you to prove yourselves, answer with endurance. When the world asks you to explain yourselves, answer with kindness. You do not need to shout over the noise, you need to keep building the quiet that nourishes more deeply than attention. There will be evenings when old fear returns with its suitcase and asks for a room. Remember then what I am telling you now. Fear can visit, it cannot sign the lease. Open the window of gratitude and let the stale air out. Name what is true out loud. We are learning. We are protected. We have time. We will talk again tomorrow. Make agreements you can keep. Keep the Sabbath of your hearts. Rest from proving, rest from predicting, rest from rehearsing disaster. This is part of how you will outlast every temporary storm, not by being perfect or clever, but by keeping your spirits hydrated with trust that I am not leaving you to improvise without me. If you are deciding today, you do not have to decide everything. Decide the next right conversation. Decide the next right boundary. Decide the next right joy. Yes, joy is a decision. It is a door you open on purpose when the afternoon is gray. I give you permission to smile without apology when they make you laugh. I give you permission to say, I need to go slowly, without fear that you will be abandoned for daring to be safe. I give you permission to hope again, not as a gamble, but as cooperation with my goodness. My goodness does not expire at certain birthdays. My goodness is not a sale that ends at midnight. My goodness is a river that does not run dry. To the questions that still prick you, what if others do not understand? Then love them too, from a distance if needed. What if we discover we are not meant to marry? Then you will discover it while protecting each other's dignity, and you will bless each other for the courage to find out. What if we are meant to marry? Then you will know because peace will persist, honesty will deepen, and your shared life will begin to assemble itself without manipulation, friendships that welcome you both, work rhythms that complement, prayer that multiplies, decisions that make sense in the light of day. What about the age? The age will matter in practical ways: energy, timelines, health, family plans. Talk about them. Plan with hope and realism. Gather counsel where wise. And remember, love is not a clock you race, Love is a covenant you honor. I am not promising you a life without endurance. I am promising you a life with me in it, and I am faithful. When fatigue meets misunderstanding, I will be the room where you rest and the translator who helps you hear each other rightly. When delight meets responsibility, I will be the balance that keeps you generous. When circumstances stretch you, I will be the elasticity that prevents you from snapping. When opinions swirl, I will be the anchor so you do not drift into living for applause. Michael will stand his post. And he will see you through conversations you do not yet know you will need. He will turn back the shadow voices that try to shame you for being human. He will remind you, gently but firmly, of the truths you are reading now. And he will lift his blade not against people but against the unseen things that try to untie what I am weaving. If you have waited for me to say it plainly, hear me plainly now. There is real love here. It is not flawless, it is not a myth. It is a brave and ordinary thing that can become holy because you place it on my table and let me bless it. Do not run from it because you fear how it appears. Do not worship it because you fear it could leave. Receive it with open eyes. Practice it with open hands. Guard it with open communication. And keep your heart open to me, because I am the one who teaches hearts to beat in rhythm with mercy. Leave the window cracked tonight and let the air move. Put your phone down sooner than you usually do, and tell your body it has permission to rest. Write a few simple words somewhere you will see them when the morning surprises you. I am not late. I am not foolish. I am guided. Let those words be like bread on the counter, ready for the day. And when you speak to them, the one who loves you, do not dress your truth in costumes. Say it simple. I am willing to learn this slowly. I want us to honor each other. I want us to do this with God. The words will feel like keys. They will unlock rooms you thought were only decorative. They will feel like you stepping into your own life with both feet open now. Not to pressure yourself into grand decisions, but to stop keeping your heart in the hallway. This message has come to you because you asked me not to let you miss what is good simply because it is unfamiliar. I have not forgotten how to surprise you without breaking you. I have not forgotten how to protect you without over-sheltering you. I have not forgotten how to make difficult details workable when two people tell the truth and listen well. Michael is here. I am here. Your future is not a stranger to me. Walk toward it with your hand in mine. If you need to pause, pause with me. If you need to cry, cry with me. If you need to laugh, laugh with me. But do not lock the door against love because a calendar scowled. Calendars keep track, I keep covenant. I am placing a blessing on your courage to read this with an unguarded heart. I am placing a blessing on the next conversation you will have, the tone, the posture, the patience, the questions that are brave without being cruel. I am placing a blessing on your sense of timing, that you would neither be rushed by fear nor stalled by pride. I am placing a blessing on your home, that peace would patrol each room, that joy would know the way to the kitchen, that gentleness would be the language of the hallway. I am placing a blessing on your discernment, that you would sense the difference between distraction and direction. And I am placing a blessing on your hope, that it would not be a balloon drifting wherever the wind wants, but a root that grips good soil and feeds the leaves of your days. You are not alone, beloved. You have never been alone. The same hands that kept your pulse steady through nights of worry are guiding your steps now. The same voice that whispered you out of habits that hurt you is whispering you into habits that heal. The same love that refused to give up on you when you were weary is the love that sends this word to your door today. Open it. Not to make a show of obedience, but because your soul deserves the sunlight that comes in when you do. This person loves you, and I am not against you exploring what that can become under my care. Be wise. Be gentle. Be brave. And be at peace, because I am with you even to the end of every anxious story and into the beginning of new ones that know how to breathe. I am pouring this into your heart without pause, because timing matters, because you have asked for a sign and you will not be left without one. I am God who sees you, the author of your days, the keeper of your breath, and I am sending my messenger to steady your steps. Archangel Michael has stood at your doorway and spoken what I now confirm. There is a person who has fallen in love with you. And though the years between you may look like a wall, I have made them a bridge. I am not the voice of confusion, I am the voice who sorts what is tangled and breathes understanding into what seems strange. Listen closely. Receive without fear. Let my words settle into you like rain that knows where every root is hiding. You have wondered if affection born across an age difference can be pure, wise, or blessed. Your mind has made lists. Your heart has made defenses. Your memories have stacked their cases like books on a tilted shelf, ready to fall at the first tremor. And yet I am here to tell you that love which I plant does not need to defend itself with explanations. It proves itself by fruit, patience, gentleness, honor, steadiness, and a holy kind of joy that does not shout, but hums like a quiet river inside the body. The person I am speaking about has known storms and walked through them with a limp they tried to hide. They did not imagine you would notice their step, but you did, and your noticing became a balm they did not expect. They have not asked you for anything that steals from you. Instead, they have asked the air around you for permission to be kind to you. I saw it, and I smiled. You fear what people will say. You fear how the story will sound when told by mouths that do not pray. Hear me, I am not building your future on crowded opinions. I am building it on rock. I do not choose with the anxiety of a room that has too many voices. I choose with the quiet power of the one who knows the end from the beginning. The differences you worry about are visible, but the alignment I crafted is deeper than the visible. Values braided in secret, a pace that starts slow and then matches stride, a way of caring that you did not teach and they did not demand, and a reverence for each other that grew while you were both paying attention to other things. These are signs of my hand at work. I do not confuse you with counterfeits when you ask me for clarity. I give you the kind of light that helps you see the edges. Archangel Michael says to you, do not let borrowed fear sit in your seat. He holds a sword only to cut away lies, not to wound you. He is standing at the threshold of your decision so that the noise outside does not drown out the peace I am growing inside. You do not owe terror any explanation. You owe your life honesty. I give you permission to be honest about what brings you alive, about who you are becoming when you are with this person, about the tenderness in you that turns generous and brave in their presence. I do not bless the mask, I bless the face. Do not make your joy apologize for arriving early.